But for the $12 billion a year industry, much of that money comes from Asian patients. One study found that 62% of 20-something women in Seoul, the capital of South Korea, had undergone some kind of plastic surgery. And in America, record numbers of Asian women are doing the same, going under the knife to make their eyes appear bigger. Think of Asia, and you may picture scenes like this. Go into the bustling cities like Seoul, and you see a much different way of life, a modern westernized culture that has spawned a striking phenomenon, the plastic surgery boom.
When I teach in Japan, Tokyo University, I had a chance to talk to these plastic surgeons there. They said about 8 out of 10 of high school graduates will have the eyelid surgery done. That's 80%, and more so again in South Korea.
Going under the knife for eyelid surgery. It's called Blepharoplasty, but more widely known in America as the double eyelid surgery. The surgery creates a relatively subtle change. It takes an Asian eyelid like this one with no crease or fold and surgically creates one, giving it a crease like on this eyelid, making the eye appear bigger. It's natural on Caucasians, but most Asians are born without it. 22-year-old Ruth Choi has wanted a crease on her eyelid for years.
I don't like my profile, so I just want my profile to look, better, and that's just all I want.
She uses a sliver of tape designed specifically to create the illusion of an eyelid crease without surgery.
And what I do is I just pretty much put it right on here because it gives me that bigger eye fold and makes my eye bigger. It makes me look, helps me put my eye makeup on better. So if you see the difference, there's that little fold at the end of it while this one is just still there.
As a cosmetology student, Ruth takes particular interest in her presentation, how her makeup looks, especially her eyes.
Before I had this tape on, I can't really do that smoking look, which is one of my favorite kind of eye makeup. But with this tape on, I can pretty much darken the sides of my eye with eyeshadow and then go lighter this way and then go darker that way. But then when I don't have this tape on, I can't do that. So, it's really hard. It's like a lot of things that you can do and you can't do.
Okay.
Which brings Ruth here.
So Ruth came to my office for some eyelid surgery. Is that what it is?
Yes.
I can actually kind of show you what you may look like, or you may say, Dr. Byun, I don't like that look, then I can modify it. Okay. So this is a time to do it. About on the top, I would say about 20-30% is closed or being touched by your upper lid. Mm-hmm. Whereas if I do the dynamic lifting technique, see now I can see almost 100% of your eyelids.
Right.
You see the difference between left and right?
Totally.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. I think it'll look lovely.
Ruth's sister had the procedure done 2 years ago with Dr. Byun, who is well known in the Chicago area for performing the double eyelid surgery.
So this will be a before the surgery. This is after the surgery, because after all, there are like half genes are shared.
Right, exactly.
On the same day of Ruth's consultation, another young Korean girl came in for the same surgery.
I'm 14 years old.
Mm-hmm. You're here because you think you have a kind of loose skin in your eye?
Yeah.
How did it happen?
I was using the tape to make...
The doctor performs a couple dozen of these surgeries each month. It's a sign that surgical trends in Asia have spilled over to Asians in America. The surgery is now growing in popularity among men as well. Movie star Jackie Chan and even the former president of Korea admit to having had the surgery. But not everyone is so enthusiastic.
Standards of beauty have become more globally homogeneous. And they have become much more attuned to a European standard of beauty. One example of this is beauty contests. already not really a Korean kind of thing, right? But in Korea, they've had beauty contests for Miss Korea, in South Korea, for Miss Korea since about the 1950s or so. So the first winners in the first decade or so had a very classical Korean look. A round face, a smooth kind of face, not necessarily a large nose or a large mouth, demure smile. You get to the 80s, and you have more of an elongated face, sharper features, so a more prominent nose, more prominent cheekbones, a larger, more prominent mouth, a toothy smile. Also with the eyes. It was much more common for Miss Korea in the 50s and even 60s to just have a single fold eyelid eye, whereas by the 80s or 90s, they were all double folded. We're looking at the ideas of beauty that Hollywood gives us, that Cosmo and Vogue give us, and say, how come I don't look like that?
Truth of matter, over last 10 years of practice, that's not really the case. They'll come in just like any other woman or man will come in because they think they could improve certain part of their face or body.
But if you look at it more broadly, it's one small part of an overall sort of trend of sort of losing variety in human culture.
I think the way that other people see it is just not understanding really, but I mean, it's just all about yourself and how you want to improve yourself, or you know, the way you want to see your own features and stuff like that. And there's everyone has a flaw, you know, and mine's my eyes.
For Ruth, the debate is settled. Exactly 1 month after her consultation, she's going into surgery.
We're going to go that way.
Very excited and very nervous.
What are you nervous about?
Just the whole knife going towards my eye.
The surgery essentially uses dissolvable sutures to anchor the flap of upper eyelid skin to the muscle that lifts the eyelid. Recovery is relatively quick. Stitches are out in a week, and swelling pretty much gone in a month. So here's Ruth just before the surgery. And here she is now.
Ruth, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, you're looking so good.
Thank you.
So pretty.
Thanks.
Is it, what do you think?
I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah. A
Any
lot.
pain now, or?
Not at all.
And your left eye's a little bit swollen.
She's had a successful recovery and loves her new bigger eyes.
Look up there. Good. And then roll down. Good. And then look at me now, to the left.
I'm definitely more outgoing, and when I look at myself, I'm kind of like, oh wow, you know, my eyes are bigger.
Half of all Asian Americans who undergo plastic surgery get the double eyelid surgery. It can cost anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000. In Korea, plastic surgery is so popular that it's tax deductible. So what do you think about this eyelid surgery? Send us an email at chicagotonight@wttw.com.
Tonight's presentation of Chicago Tonight is made possible by the Vision and Art of the Shinjo Ito Art Exhibit. The Vision and Art of Shinjo Ito, an exhibit of rare art crafted by Buddhist Grandmaster Shinjo Ito. Experience striking works of sculpture, photographs, and calligraphy, including the U.S. premiere of the Great Nirvana Oriole, a sculpture never before seen outside Japan, showing April 8th through May 1st at the Chicago Illuminating Company, 19 East 21st Street. Visit www.shinjoito.com for more information.